Chicken. What's up, all? Welcome to episode 12. I guess the third one. Yeah.
Part three.
Part three. Yeah. We're trying something different. We're going to shoot them all in one day and then release them out 1, 2, 3 for each episode. I don't know, Dave. I got to ask you, did you see this video of this airplane that landed on top of a car?
Unbelievable. Couldn't believe it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. This guy's just driving down the road and this airplane just comes in and lands on top. It's pretty amazing.
And the really amazing thing is that nobody was really hurt very bad. I mean, the car driver had to go into the hospital to get checked out, but also there's 2 people on the plane and the guy driving the car, and everybody's doing pretty well.
Yeah, and the car was moving. It
Yeah,
landed on him. It was weird. Yeah, it was really, really weird. Oh, and by the way, welcome to Gen X Unhinged episode 3 or
Hey, that's
episode
us.
12, third part. That's us. I'm sorry, I forgot all that. Got a little confused. But yeah, I thought that was pretty amazing. That was a pretty amazing video. I and hopefully G-Man can get it up. We'll figure that out on our end.
You bet. You bet. Hey, I want to do a little bit something new for this part 3. I want to kind of clean up some things. We kind of keep some files on stuff that never quite makes the show. We're going to keep them in the files, but they don't warrant their own segment, but they're either interesting enough, funny enough, or intriguing enough that we should at least talk about them.
Right? I agree.
Right.
Absolutely.
All right. So like this plane thing, that's just amazing. We got to talk about stuff like
that. Yeah, absolutely.
So first one where we know it hasn't been substantiated, but we wouldn't be surprised if it was true. Evidently, Tom Hanks and his wife, Rita Wilson, I think is her name, have dual citizenship with Greece.
Correct.
And it's out there on social media that Greece is saying, hey, no more. You're out of here. I don't think it's true. But, Tom Hanks, for a Gen X person, he was like this major star. And now he's just kind of turning into this bozo.
Right. Well, he's always been I've always suspected him as a fiddler. Always, like all the way a fiddler. That's what I call it. Yeah. From all the way back in the day, and there's been a lot of talk about it. It wouldn't surprise me if he is in the Epstein files. He's probably got a bus there on the Epstein Island, as far as the rest of them, they probably all do. It was surprising to me that he moved to Greece on extradition country. That's odd to me. When you can go anywhere in the world, why go to a non-extradition country? That's odd to me. I mean, even P. Diddy didn't even do that, so, it's just odd to me. I think he's an up and coming star on the Epstein show. I think that we'll see him probably topping out on that here very shortly. He'll probably get the Epstein Award by the end of 2026.
Probably. Well, we'll just watch. We'll be watching.
We will just watch. Oh yeah.
We'll be the eye in the sky.
Hey, maybe Hakeem Jeffries will give it to him.
He'll be the presenter.
They should have an Epstein Award show, right? And just seriously put them all on TV and just all the accounts of what they've done and where they're at. Give them an award. Put it on national television. More people would watch that than watch any of these stupid award shows now.
You're absolutely right. I mean, yeah. All right. So next thing to clean out the file.
Yeah.
So this just happened, but evidently there's going to be no more transgenders in the military.
That's correct. Well, it's happened for a while, but the Supreme Court finally came back and said, yeah, Pete Hegseth can do what he wants to do. It's because it's considered a mental illness. I mean, my whole thing is that if I came to you and said, hey, Dave, I got this problem. I'm not happy with both arms. I think that I was born an amputee and I need to have both my arms removed to find happiness. What would you do? Would you, if I was 15 years old and I told you that, would you put me on special pills to make my arms fall off? Or would you put rubber bands under each armpit so they fall off like dog tails? Or would you give me some help?
Get you some help.
Absolutely.
Right. Just get
right. And that's all he's saying. That's all he's saying. I mean, and it should be. And people need, when you're in that type of situation, you gotta feel safe with who you're with. You know, I mean, I've never been there, but I can only imagine if you're going into a heavy stress situation and you don't have faith with who you're with, the person or whoever's with you that is backing you up. If you don't have faith that they are going to be able to come through for you, that's a scary thing.
And in reading more on it, it also there's extra expense to accommodate.
Absolutely.
It creates it just creates awkward moments in a command for a commander and for the people under his or her command if this is going on in that unit. There's just no way around it. I don't think
And where do you
even
put them?
art
You got to build an entirely different barracks for them, because if you don't, you're infringing on male rights and female rights in one shot. You're putting dicks in the women's dormitory, and you're putting whatever in the men's dormitory.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not fair to them.
And so, I think if you even just kind of look at it from a high level outside looking in, it just doesn't work. And
no, it doesn't work at all.
So also along those same lines, tennis, which has kind of always been this sport where men and women have played together. And I remember back when we were kids, there was this Dr. Renee Richards, who was a man who was a transgender, and she was playing on the women's tennis league. Well, the number one rated player, and I don't follow tennis as much anymore, but I think her name is it's Aryna Sabalenka, world's number one player. She's come out saying it's just not fair.
It's just not fair.
It's just
not fair.
She's like, I don't have an issue with them, with a transgender. I don't think they're bad people. It's just not fair to me and to my competitors when we're women to play against a biological man.
It's not fair to women in general.
Absolutely.
I mean, just hands down, it's just not fair. DNA, right down to the basics of who we are as humanity. Men, hunter-gatherers, women, nesters, homemakers, okay? That's just how we're built. I'm not saying you can't cross out of those lines. I'm not saying a man can't be a homemaker, and I'm not saying a woman can't be a hunter-gatherer. But DNA, men are stronger, faster. To be honest with you, we're not smarter. I'll give you that much right now. Women tend to be a lot smarter than men, on average, but, and I don't have a problem with that. I don't mind being the stupid husband from time to time.
Hey, I embrace it.
Yeah, I agree. Well, you don't want to fight it. That's for damn sure. I mean,
there you go.
It's just easier to be wrong. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're right.
But even along those lines, Martina Navratilova and Chris Everett, who were two big stars when we were kids in tennis. They were the number
great
one
tennis
and number
players.
two, going
great
back
tennis
and forth.
players.
They both have come out against it. And Martina Navratilova is a lesbian, and she's just like, this just is not the right thing to do.
Well, Dave, and speaking of that, the LGB community, lesbians, lesbians, and bisexuals, are coming out against the rest of the side of the alphabet, because they're basically saying that they don't like it. They don't like it. They're trying to separate themselves away from it, because the LGB community, they're the ones that started the fight. They're the ones that have been in the trenches for all these years, and then all these other alphabets come along trying to jump on their status, and it's not fair. It's not fair to them. In my opinion, I don't live that lifestyle or choose to, but in my opinion, these people, the LGB community, have worked so hard and done so much for their own community that why can these people just come along and jump along with their struggle and just claim all this stuff that they didn't even fight for? I'm sorry. But I think they're dead right, and I support it 100%, to be honest with you.
Yeah. If you've never seen Dave Chappelle, he did an incredibly funny bit on this. He's a comedian, talking about that very thing. And he talked about 5 people in a car: a lesbian, a gay, a bisexual, a transgender, and a queer. And just very much along the same lines. The three people in the front, the lesbian, the gay, and the bisexual, they really didn't like those two people in the back seat. And
Right.
it's
Right.
hilarious.
Oh, I'll bet it is.
It's
I'll bet
hilarious.
it is.
So look
Right.
that up if you haven't seen that. All right, let's keep moving. How about hey, our man Trump, this $12 billion package farm.
Yep. Remember back in the 80s, Farm Aid?
Yeah.
Remember that? They had the big Farm Aid thing. Hey, now we just got Trump. We don't need Farm Aid. We don't need that. We got Trump in the White. Yeah, here's $12 billion. Hey, what he should do is go get some of that $31 billion from Newsom, or the $62 billion in total, and shift it over to the farmers so they could take care of stuff.
Boy, I tell you, that'd be great.
Yeah.
That would just be great.
It's 120,000 houses. 1,000 houses.
It's 100.
Unless you're in Missouri, it's the whole state. You could buy Missouri for $60 billion. You could buy the whole state. I guarantee you, you could buy the entire state of Missouri for $60 billion. Hands down. But not us. We didn't even got a train. We got $31 billion in the wind. We don't have a train.
But you do have 1,800 feet of track.
Yeah, we do. Well, no. We have 1,800 feet of overpass where the track's going to go maybe someday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no track there. Come on. That'd be way too much.
I'm an Oregonian.
Yeah, hey, I don't know. Or you guys aren't too far behind us. Your governor's not too far behind us, brother.
She could, yeah, exactly. So, did you see where CNN was talking about this white bomber at the January 6th?
Yeah, dude, it was really funny. I saw that. Go ahead.
And while they're talking about it, they show a picture of a black man.
Right. He's all, well, he gave, I'll maybe G-Man will put the clip on here, but it's hilarious. It's what's his name from CNN. And he's and in other news, they had this arrest. It's a 31-year-old white male bomber from blah, blah, blah. And then here comes a picture of the actual black guy who did it. Dude, I was dying. I was literally in tears, Dave. Literally in tears. I couldn't believe that he did that. And this is the deal. That's how the left mindset works. That's how propaganda works.
Yeah.
Because what is written, which see, this is a whole other theory of mine. Oh, what is written is right. What is written is what is accessed by AI. So what he said will go as documentation written down. So if you search that article on what color this man was, not that it matters, sick is sick, but if you do it, it's going to tell you that he was white. They are literally, if you watch it, what they're doing and writing and saying, they're putting all this on paper. And AI is using that paper to cross-reference everything. So they are literally changing history as we speak. So in 100 years from now, if enough people write articles about this man being white, in 100 years, that man will be a white man.
Yeah.
It's weird, but it's the truth.
And that is a problem with AI, is because AI comes out very if you're not careful, you're going to get a very left-leaning answer every time from AI.
Correct.
You have to it's almost like you need to know a little bit about what you're asking so that you can fix it. You can say, think harder, or say, I don't think you're right here. And then they'll do more research and they'll find the right answer.
Right. Well, and that's the thing, but it makes sense, because if you've got 500 articles saying that this man is white, and you got 2 articles saying that he's black, it's automatically going to default to the articles. So that's what the left does. That's what their propaganda does. They're constantly, newspapers, constant media, constant papers, constant articles, even though they're straight lies. Yep. It doesn't matter, because when you go to AI and you ask the question, you get the answer. Unless you're smart and you have common sense, you're going to believe what you're reading, because it's AI. It's supposed to be smarter than everything.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Yeah. Don't trust AI.
Well,
no.
Trust and verify. Trust and verify.
Trust and verify. Out of Reagan's mouth. Trust and verify. You're absolutely right.
You know, Reagan's the man. So
yeah, I agree. All
right. We got articles of impeachment.
Yeah, they're going after Pete Hegseth
and
RFK. RFK. Hey, you know why? It's because Klein cannot be told what to eat and what not to eat. Right? This guy, they don't like it. They don't like it. I mean, how is Klein, Illinois governor, who's about 90? He's like Chris Christie, right? The big people. And I used to be a big guy, so I could talk shit on fat people. I could say what I want because I used to be that way. So all the gloves are off when it comes to that. If you are heavy and you are overweight, there is no reason why you should be telling anybody else how to diet. You should not have an opinion on it. You should have nothing to say about it. And for God's sakes, why are you trying to impeach a guy that's just trying to make people healthy?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Like what? I mean, common sense again.
Yeah.
What has he done that's impeachable?
And just what a waste of money, what a waste of time, what a
They
waste
got
of
nothing else.
resources.
They got nothing else. They're
Well, they
doing
just-
everything they can to grip headlines because the midterms are coming, and they're doing everything they can to find anybody that will believe in them and believe in their cause, because we are literally, as we speak, putting the dead, and we are deporting the Democratic base as we speak.
Yeah.
I mean, and it sounds crazy, and you know, when I started this with you, or the last couple of years, I would really refrain from saying that because I always knew it, but I couldn't prove it. The proof is here, and the proof is here right now. States are fighting to release their voter records, their voter registration records. So the DOJ is suing them to get them to release it. You know why? Because they're dead. There's nobody's really on there. That's the thing. And hey, it's all corrupt, but to my opinion, Trump is going to fix it. And if we get this fixed, we could see 3 or 4 major big swings in the midterms. You know?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, Oregon is primed to change. California is primed to change. Minnesota's primed to change. There was another one. As far as I'm concerned, New York could change. After Mondami F's this whole thing up, if they're up for re-election, it could change too.
Well, Texas might just change by 5 seats just because of the way they've redrawn the maps.
Oh, not mine. It's happening. It's happening.
Well, exactly. I mean,
right.
Yeah, this could be a pretty sad time for the Democrats in the
Just remember, Gavin Newsom spent $350 million on a lawsuit to redistrict California that he knew whether it passed or didn't pass, it was going to get hung up in court and it was going to be overturned.
Right.
He knew it. So he basically just pissed the money away. You know, he probably loaded all the ballots onto his fake ass train and sent them somewhere.
Yeah. So all I got to say is this impeachment is probably a 7-0 screw up. It's really what it's going to come down to, because they're going to waste 7 zeros going after RFK Jr. and
Pete Hegseth.
And they're not going to go.
What's Pete Hegseth done? His job?
His job.
So now we're throwing people out. Now we're throwing people out of office because they do their job. Yet Mayorkas didn't even do his job. We didn't throw him out. In fact, we impeached Mayorkas and they still didn't fire his butt.
Right.
I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Why do we even have impeachment? If nothing ever happens, why waste the money? This is a sham.
That's my point.
This is a sham. If you bring up too many frivolous lawsuits, you get in trouble. We should have a law for frivolous impeachments.
Yeah, something like you get 4 a year or 2 a year or something. You get two a year, you know.
And you better have good practice. And you know what? Maybe you should have to take it to a grand jury. Not like an impartial jury that sits down and goes, okay, you're right. You do have enough evidence to force this impeachment to the floor.
Yeah.
But see, they can't really. The problem is they're going to go through all this shit and they can't do anything because they don't have the power to do it in the first place.
Right. It's just wasting money.
That's all it is. And they're really good at it. They're really good at it, Dave. Yeah. They're really good at it.
Oh, they're really good at it. Okay, how about let's move on. Trump recently put a target on Act Blue, which is the Democratic money machine.
Finally?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes. So they're going after Act Blue right now. For foreign investments, massive corruption, massive election fraud. These people are really bad. They take money from all over. They control our votes. Democratic Party just filed for bankruptcy. I don't know if you saw that. That's phenomenal news. That made me really happy.
Wait. I just want to say this has to be it wouldn't surprise me file because they haven't officially filed yet.
They haven't.
I verified that they have not, but they're losing money. They're not getting contributions, so it wouldn't surprise me if they
the way they spend money, they only had 12 million. I just assumed it was real.
That's my point. It hasn't happened yet, but it wouldn't surprise us.
Well, they probably funded it from all that sedition letter, the sedition video. They did all that did it all for fundraising purposes anyway.
They spent their 6 zeros on that. So
right. Hey, and not a single. They do not have one verifiable source of anybody in the military that came to any one of those 6 people and said anything about this. Yeah, unverified sources. Can you imagine the news I'd have if I could just use unverified sources all the time? I could just literally say whatever I wanted and be like, hey, I got CNN in the corner. There's an alien outside. Somebody told me that. I don't know who it was that told me, and nor am I going to tell you, but you got to believe me.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Because the bomber was white.
All right. My last clean up the files is that they're no longer allowing fast food to be purchased with SNAP benefit.
And they shouldn't have been. You never should have been able to in the first place, along with energy drinks, along with anything high in that doesn't have substance, fructose, anything. Yeah. It should be protein and carb based, right? Like meats, cheeses, stuff that hey, it's not my fault that you're lazy and don't want to cook. Okay? I cook my dinner every night. For me and my family, I cook dinner every night. I always have for years. And that's just, I enjoy it. Why would you, I can understand, like, in some cases, if you're homeless or on the street, you don't have access to be able to cook. So I could understand certain privileges to those people to where they could go get a Subway sandwich, or they could go to a deli, or they could go somewhere and get a good, plentiful meal. I understand that. But as far as just everyday people who are, hey, you got all the time in the world. You're not working. You're on food stamps. You're getting rent help. All right. You got 6 kids. Hey, I'm pretty sure you know how to cook. Okay. And if you don't, it's not that hard.
Right.
It's not that hard at all.
It's time to learn a little.
It's time to learn. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So this is being sponsored by a senator from Iowa, Johnny Ernst. She's a congresswoman. I don't know if she's a senator. She's a congresswoman from Iowa. Hey, kudos to her for bringing this forward.
Absolutely. No, it's phenomenal, and it needs to come forward. There are certain instances where I can understand and I can see it, but there is no reason for us, the taxpayer, to pay for their rock star or their Red Bulls. I'm sorry, or candy, or snacks, or chips, or something that has no value. There should be a level of value to substance within these products that we have to have that make them eligible to be bought on a food stamps program. If you want to make it warm food, hey, make it so they can go to S Mart and buy one of those cooked chickens and some bread. Yeah. You know what I mean? that's fine, but fast food, absolutely not. I just read a whole thing about that. McDonald's worldwide, McDonald's in the United States sells 688 some odd number 1,000 burgers a day.
That's impressive.
Have you ever seen 1 million cows?
Well, I've been to Wyoming.
No. Well, is there 1 million cows in Wyoming?
No, there's not 1 million.
Okay. Right. So there would have to be 30 million cows in order to keep up with that demand. I'm telling you, it's not real meat. It can't be real meat. It's got to be soy meat. It's got to be something, because there's just no way. There's no possible way.
We'll stick that. No, I wouldn't believe that's if that came out true, as well.
But how the numbers don't match. It wouldn't surprise me at all. The numbers don't match at all. And that's just in the United States. What are they doing worldwide?
Oh,
and then you put that was just McDonald's. You put Burger King on top of it. You put In-N-Out. You put all these other. That's like 15 million cows a day.
Hey, In-N-Out, they're legit.
They are legit. No. I'm not saying that any of these companies are not legit. I'm just saying, I mean, 1 million head of cattle nationwide, I think you'd be hard pressed to find that.
Yeah.
Like right now, if we got on a plane and drove all 50 states and went to every cattle ranch in the country, I don't think that I'm going to grok that. I'm gonna ask that question. I'm gonna ask how many head of cattle are alive in the United States right now, and I'll bet you it's under $1 million.
Well, why don't you do that right now? And I'll say thank you to a few people, and we'll start.
Sounds good.
Show, all right, you look that up. All right,
I'm gonna look it up right now.
All right, G-Man Productions. We really appreciate the work you've done for us. We couldn't have done it without you. So thanks for all your hard work. If you don't know who we're talking about, he does all the framing and the picture work for us, and he's a good man, and he does work for others. So look up G-Man Productions. Christian essentially runs Gen X Unhinged on Facebook. He's got just a ton of followers, but he has a lot of help doing it. And I know Kenny Buckmiller, he does a great job for him. And Robert Newberry, both those guys just do a great job, and really appreciate all the hard work they've done. And it's just helping feed this podcast. So, hey, what'd you find out, Christian? Anything?
Yeah, I had no idea.
There's more than 1 million cows?
Yeah. There's actually 94.2 million cows in the United States right now.
I was a little worried about that because I have been to.
That's 100 million cows. I didn't think that was 100 million cows. That's a lot of cows.
Oh, but just to reinforce what you were saying, though, if it's close to 700 burgers a day, 700,000, you're going to get to 100 million.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
In a year. So and they're only throwing off usually 1 cow a year. So I think you're not your numbers were wrong, but your thought was correct.
Yeah, no, because it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But like I said, you win some and you lose someone on that. And when you're playing games with numbers, sometimes you don't. 6.5 million burgers worldwide by McDonald's.
A day?
45 a day.
6.5 million.
Okay. 6.5 million burgers worldwide a day. 1,500 burgers per minute. 270,000 burgers per day.
All right.
That's just McDonald's.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of zeros.
Hey, Christian, it's been a great day. We got 3 episodes to put out. I think they're going to be 3 good episodes. Make sure you watch episode 12, part 1, part 2, and part 3. We've had a lot of fun doing it, and we really appreciate you watching us. God bless you. God bless America.
And you know what? Thank you guys very much from me personally. I really enjoyed having you. Gen X Unhinged couldn't be here without you guys, so just keep it up. I look forward to seeing you on the site. If you guys got any questions, you want me to talk about anything, you want to come on the show, let me know. God bless you guys. God bless America. And until next week, we're out.
Gen X Unhinged is a weekly podcast hosted by Christian Cole and David Cole. Join us online at genxunhinged.com, on Facebook at Gen X Unhinged Group, or download on Apple, Spotify, or Amazon Podcast.